I am 28 years old. I am from Philippines. I am a single parent. I have one son. You know, kids is not really hard to deal with because kids likes to play. But it's just depend on you. How will you manage their minds with the way you could teach them. The very important thing is to get the children's trust. You know why? Because for them you're just a stranger. For them at first it's difficult for them to trust you because you're a stranger. So what you should need to do is don't try to make a false things that later on they will notice that you're lying. Because kids are very smart. And, be careful of the words that you are using. If they're gonna benefit it or not. And be careful also for making promises that you're not sure that you can make it. Because, kids always remember everything. And you have to be sure that all those things that you make for him really for him. And you also have to show you love them, not just because you're working with them, but because you love them because they're showing them that they're nice and good kids. Always make them feel appreciated. Always make them that they're special. That they're just make them feel that they're comfortable with you, that they should not be scared of you, and don't ever try to make faces with them. It's not good if you're scaring them with if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna do that, like that, because it will mark in their minds and they will grow up and think that it's real and it's not good. It just makes the kids scared and stressed. So it's true, it's hard, but what my experience is, like, for example, there is you need to get stuff that they really like. For example, a toy, and you will need to have dialogues with this toy. Hello, like that. And then, so they could get their attention. Hello boys, do you like to play with me? Or hello girls, like that. I want someone to talk to here, like that. I mean, it's hard if your mind is just, is just focused on something that I like the kids to teach them to like this, to do like that. No, not like that. You just have to be like a kid as well. You need to be just, sometimes you would think to be you need to be pretend that you're with them, so they would get your attention and they will treat you like we're kids. But if it's time to have to be normal like a teacher, so kids are smart, come on. I mean, they know when was the time to play, when was the time to be serious. I mean, kids are sometimes, if they saw that the things are interested, they will get interested. If you know the kids' mindset, what they like, that's why it's very important for like a teacher to know what does the kids feel, think, everything. So if the kids are naughty, it's normal, but it's just how are you going to twist the situation for them to be to be okay, or to be focused, because it's very difficult. They're kids, they just like to play, nothing else. Play, play, play. So what I've learned with them is like this: if they've been good, they have a prize. So whatever good thing that they will going to do, you need to make sure that all the things that will be worth it. For example, okay kids, if you've been naughty, you wouldn't have a surprise from teacher. Like later on, if you get a chance to finish all your activities, I would have a surprise for you. So, just to avoid the kids for being naughty, just make them things would be interested, not all the time teaching. So, it's not more about learning, but you need to manage the time. And, the important thing is they have to be, to be matured, not always play or like this, like that. Doing some regular things in the morning, teach them everything that they have to know. That is the very important thing. Not just, learning, but every day, the routine that they have to do. Especially when they wake up in the morning, how are they going to manage themselves, tidy up their beds, have to be independent as well. So it's very important to I ask them to, explore their imagination. And kids like imagination. Like, kids are very interested in what they saw. Everything that would make them interested. How the plane works, the trees, the birds, how do they live. So, it's the child, their imaginations are very, very big, very huge. So, it's just depend on, okay, this you need to, in this piece of paper, just think your imagination. How will you going to express your feelings about everything that you see in your surroundings, like that. One more thing that would make kids interested is by drawing. So I would suggest, if like for me, if I'm going to teach the kids, I would let them look where, like for the room outside, that would make them interested. For example, like, okay, let's go, okay, look at the window, what did you see? There are some cars, trees, that, some birds or airplanes. So can you draw something that would makes your, think of. The kids were like, okay, in the table, there is like a board there that, and there are some cards, and like, for example, we're here, so we're lining up here. I need to throw the dice, and if the dice said, okay, 2, so you need 1, 2 steps, and then if the cardboard says it's red, you need to choose the card which is red, and then if the cards say, okay, this is a kind of food that you could see at McDonald's, and it's shaped like a circle that you could butter on it, and they'll say, okay, pancake. Oh, that's good, pancake, like that. So they need to guess what type of food is that, and you need to explain to them that, to let them, guess it. So for them, they could, think that, okay, circle, the color is light yellow, you could see at McDonald's or everywhere, like that. Play games that would make them interested. Like, for example, we were going to play a ball. For example, like, okay, for example, all of us were going to make a circle, and then if I said hot, you need to catch, you need to remove the ball. And if I said cold, you need to catch the ball. No, I'll just give the food, and then after I have a surprise if they get a chance to finish the food. And what do kids like is they like chocolates, they like sweets. So you don't need to spoil them like, okay kids, if you get a chance, but sometimes it's normal. Even we adults, we like to spoil ourselves eating chocolates. And you don't need to give a lot of chocolates, but you just need to give a little of it. That makes, the kids happy after. Always give them surprises, give them prizes and whatever good things that they do. So it is very important. There are kids, they just like to be appreciated. So, okay, if you finish your food, this is very healthy, then we will play after. And then if you finish your food, I'll give you some surprise. So you need to be finished and you need to be quick. So you'll see after. Like that. A person should be organized starting when he or she wakes up in the morning. Fixing the bed, then prepare herself, brush the teeth, change pajamas, and then have breakfast. After play, and then do activities. You just need to get their attention first, so we will play. They will get alert. So later on, okay kids, time for you to play, or okay kids, after we play, take a nap. And then after you take a nap, have some snacks, we do study. Or after eating breakfast, do activities, play, take a nap, then after take a nap, play again, and then at night, eat dinner, prepare yourself for bed, brushing the teeth, change pajamas again, and then storytelling. I have a very wonderful bedtime stories for you that would make them interested. So they will they would make themselves ready for bed, because you just give them tricky, something interesting, things that they'll be ready for bed. Yeah. Like at night, for example, of course kids have a book, but if they don't have, just use your imagination. How will they have a very good dream in the night? So for example, they have a book, so just need to express what is in the book. Like my favorite story for girls, it's Cinderella. So once upon a time, there was Cinderella. She's living with her stepmother, but she got a chance to marry the prince, and and afterwards you give a little question for them after telling the story, so they would know and be attentive that after telling the story you have some questions for them. That is very important for them to understand what you were reading, because it's just for you and for both. You're telling them something and they have to return what you told them. Just like that. We Filipinos are very resourceful. Everything that we can to give our service to our employers, why not? So whatever that will us to be needed, it doesn't matter. I can do household chores, I can do some cooking. I can promise a very good dish like what they have at the restaurant, but I could give a very nutritious food for the kids. That is very important.
Возможно, можно